Hey guys, welcome. It's your friendly neighborhood bee. Let's get straight into it, shall we? From r/ am I the butthole for telling my wife that she will be driving the extra distance since she is the one that got our daughter banned from daycare. Oh, my wife and I have had our first kid about 7 months ago. We are both back to work, and our daughter Kelly has been going to a daycare by our house for a few months. The daycare place is great. They send a lot of texts constantly. Things like what is happening that day, the bathroom, feeding, tummy time, so on. They all come from the same app, but you can see which provider does it. This is where the issue started. I always did drop off at the beginning, just easier for our schedules. One of the main workers is Sam. My wife loved Sam. She always said that Sam was really informative about texts and any questions. Sam only works the morning shift, and another employee was there when my wife picked up Kelly. Sam is a man, always has been. About a month ago, my wife dropped off Kelly in the morning and learned that Sam was a man and not a woman. She was shocked, and I was confused that she didn't realize. After that, she became critical of everything Sam texted. I told her to stop, but she didn't listen and claimed she was protecting our kid. All right. 2 weeks later, she did a formal complaint against him for nothing. She complained about him not giving text messages. He did. He sent like 10 just that morning. A week later, she sent a rude text to Sam over the app. We got called in, and they told us they are not having Kelly anymore, that their staff is important to them, and they don't tolerate this type of behavior. So, our new daycare is in the opposite side from my work. That would be an extra 45 minutes for me to drop off our daughter. My wife would be an only extra 20 minutes. I told her she needs to take our daughter to daycare, and we got into an argument. I told her this is her fault in the first place, and she claims I'm being unfair, and she doesn't want to change her morning schedule. Am I the butthole? Oh no. Oh no, no. She's the reason. No. She wants you to add almost an extra hour on both you and your daughter. No. Adding an extra hour, making a baby wake up an hour earlier, you know how much that would affect? No. No, the tantrum, the crying that the baby would throw from being forced to wake up an hour earlier. No. No, absolutely not. No, you're not the butthole whatsoever. And honestly, your wife probably still thinks that she was in the right for trying to get Sam fired for having an outie and not an innie. Like, what? What? Oh my god. No, you're not the butthole. Not at all. Nope. And if you like stories like this, I'm here every day, so make sure to like and subscribe. Am I the butthole for forcing my girlfriend to either eat stale snacks or go buy fresh ones herself? My girlfriend Janice lives with me on my acreage just outside the city. The closest convenience store is about a 15-minute drive, and the closest grocery store is about half hour away. Janice is 27, employed as a teacher. She has a university education. I'm just stating this so it's clear she is a functioning adult. Janice cannot understand food. Not all food. Like if we get takeout, she understands that it needs to go in the fridge if we don't finish it, but she can't understand why I put it in Tupperware instead of the containers from the restaurant. She understands that bread needs to go back in the plastic bag, but not why the bag should be closed afterwards. How odd. Most annoyingly, she cannot grasp why nachos and potato chips go stale if you leave the bag open. Like all you need to do is fold the top of the bag underneath to keep air out, and the chips will stay fresh longer. She just leaves the bag open to the atmosphere and then wonders why they've gone stale. With her being a teacher, I even did an experiment for her. I bought and opened 2 bags of chips. One we left open to the atmosphere, and the other I folded under, like I said. 2 days later, I had her try both bags, and I swear to God, she couldn't understand why the store would sell chips that were almost stale. Like, she just couldn't understand why it happened. So, I no longer stock up on chips when I go grocery shopping. I buy just enough for our needs for the week. Usually, I buy a bunch if they're on sale so we can have some as a snack. So now, if she leaves the bag open and the chips go stale, she has to drive and get more. She has even started buying her own chips because I'm being a butthole and forcing her to eat stale chips. She has had people over this past weekend and she put chips out from her multiple open bags, but they stayed mostly uneaten. I wonder why. She thinks I'm being a butthole for not just stocking fresh bags of chips at home for her to waste. Am I being a butthole for not catering to her wastefulness? You know, generally, teachers are overworked and underpaid. There are outliers to every community. Uh, you are not the butthole, and I don't understand why she didn't understand. I'm confused. Her confusion confuses me. You're not the butthole. This would be frustrating for me, and I also wouldn't stock up on chips from Sam's Club or Costco or whatever if they're just gonna go bad. I wouldn't want to do that either. Oh, I'm confused. Next victim. Am I the butthole for telling my coworker she also has thin hair? I, 25 female, work at a very small startup company. By very small, I mean there are only 5 employees in total, including me. Because of the small size, getting along with my coworkers has been easy. We've all grown really close since we see each other every day, and we even go out to bars together after work. Now, for the story. Late last week, I wore my hair in 2 braids to work. I wanted to try a new style, and I felt really cute with them. When I arrived, my coworker, Annie, 27 female, looked at me and said, "Wow, I never realized how thin your hair is." When she said the comment, I wasn't hurt or offended. I've always had thin hair, it's just how I was born. I replied back smiling, saying, "Yeah, you too, twins." Her reaction after I made the comment completely took me by surprise and shocked me because she immediately said, "Go to hell." All right. I was confused because Annie also has thin hair. She then proceeded to ignore me for the rest of the shift. Fast forward to today, Annie still has been completely avoiding me and seems to be trying to get the rest of the office to turn against me. Because we're such a small team, my coworkers have been filling me in on what she's been saying about me behind my back. I even learned that once our boss returns from vacation, she plans to report me for workplace bullying. What bullying? My coworkers aren't into taking sides, and I'm not asking them to because this issue is between Annie and me. However, one of them approached me today advising me to apologize, but I'm not sure if I should. I don't feel bad or anything. I've which is why I turned to this forum to see if I am a butthole. I'm looking for advice on whether I should apologize or if there's a better way to handle this. Mm, I would talk to your boss and just get ahead of this, like put the cart before the horse. I'd try to get ahead of this. Okay. OP says, people wanting an update. My boss doesn't come back until this Friday. If a meeting does happen, I will share. Otherwise, I assume tomorrow will go the same as the rest of this week, where Annie just continues to ignore me. Thanks for all the advice. I really appreciate it. To answer frequently asked questions, yes, I have tried to speak to Annie one-on-one again to discuss the issue, but she has turned me down 5 times. She has told me she doesn't feel comfortable talking to me without our boss present. She makes a good point. Stop doing that. And 2, yes, I did contact my boss. We are a small company, so he is HR, CEO, etc. I told him about the situation once I found out she was going to report me for workplace bullying. So we do have a small update. OP has put in the comments, hello commenters, I'm writing this in the comments because I don't want to go over the character count. First off, thank you for all the advice. I am still learning to grow a backbone, even at the age of 25, but after reading all the support, it has really given me confidence. An update for today, Friday morning. I have been scheduled for a meeting with Annie and my boss at 1:30 p.m., and I am not allowed to discuss about the matter until then. Wish me luck. I wrote down everything and kept documents. Good, paper trail. So I feel prepared for it. Even if things don't go in my favor, I'll be okay. I've always been a glass half full kind of gal. I'll make an update post by the end of the day, hopefully. There have been no further updates, but I really hope it went well for OP because workplace bullying? How can you be a bully if the coworker went up to you guns blazing first? I'm nope. Nope. You're not the butthole, to answer your original question, for telling your coworker that she also has thin hair. You are not the butthole. Like, don't dish it if you can't take it. Don't dish if you can't take. I'm sorry, but don't do that. Anyway, thank you everyone for tuning in, and I hope to see you all tomorrow. Bye, guys!